So, here I am. Here is me. It's my new channel. My name is Alexei Kordov. Merry Christmas, guys. Here is to you, because I think it's a very fitting time for me to create this new channel where I'm gonna put my own music mainly. So I think that for a start it's a good idea to put you into some knowledge, very brief and vague, I guess, knowledge of what I've already done and what I've already recorded in terms of music. So it all has started back in 1999, I guess, with my elder brother showing me the Beatles, and we started to play our own stuff after making a couple of covers of bands like Pink Floyd with Another Brick on the Wall, or Beatles songs like Octopus's Garden for some reason, or I Want You, She's So Heavy. You can only imagine how it sounded like. Anyway, it would take too much time to explain you all the things that I and my brother did, especially when we were recording a lot of stuff even before we have learned any instrument to play. So back when we have started, we only had our dad's very cheap and very bad and very old acoustic guitar made in Soviet Union, and we were playing it like this, basically covering the whole thing with our thumb. So in that way we've recorded 4 or 5 albums. They are on your screens. And that first album was especially bad because it was when I was 10 years old and I was just basically improvising, forgetting about what I've started my songs with, so it basically had no actual structure or verses, choruses, bridges. The solos were pretty much like this. So even if I ever would show this to anyone, it would be very short clips of it, just to show how bad it was. It maybe was the worst thing that humanity and mankind ever recorded on the tape. So anyway, our next albums were maybe a little bit better. But again, they were recorded on the very bad and cheapest and worst cassettes that we had, because my brother was saving the better ones just to record the actual rock music on them that we were listening late at night at some various radio stations. So I think in 2002 I've spotted another very old car radio. I think I don't know how it's supposed to be called in English. Anyway, it was connected to the single tiny speaker, and it was very old to start with. Anyway, and that tiny speaker that was looking something like that had the big hole in the size of a fist. So you can imagine how many noise it would generate. So anyway, we were using that as a secondary unit just to record overdubs with this, no matter if that sounded very bad. So that is how our third album was like, with basically either me or my brother making our solo songs with overdubs. Anyway, it sounds trash. I just don't know why I speak too much about it. Back in 2004 I've started to tune the guitar slightly differently, from major sounding to minor one, and I was using my 3 fingers, except the last one, to play something that is very similar to the real chords, except the latest finger is unused. So this is how I've recorded my first solo album, and it has started from me and my brother arguing about whose solo album would be sounding better, and I've quickly recorded my one, while my brother took about almost 20 years, I guess, to record his one to compete. Anyway, it was still sounding bad, but I think it had good songs in it as a core, and if I would ever re-record it, it would sound much better. So in 2005 we recorded EP, because we learned that the Beatles were making or releasing kinds of such things. And also we recorded our first live album. Both of them still sounded trash, even though we found it better ways to record overdubs, but still we were using cassettes because we didn't have our PC back until it was the summer of 2005. Somewhere later, a little bit later, I've gained my first and only electric guitar, which is Purple Washbird. I don't really know what model is it, but I still love it. So I've started quickly generating my demos and recording riffs, just to not forget about But again, we were not doing anything until 2007, when we decided to record our next album, which were which was one and only that we recorded on PC. And I think that it sounds not bad, especially considering that we were still using boxes and books as the drums, and some stuff borrowed from the kitchen to represent cymbals and hi-hats, I guess. So also at the time we were playing some live shows with us playing the bare bones of songs and me recording bass and solo guitar on that same Washburn guitar from the first take, just to represent the live show. So we were still hanging somewhere here in our flat, in our room, but we pretended that we are playing live shows. So, as this childish era ended, I've always wanted to record the progressive rock genre album, because I was in love with King Crimson, Camel, Gentle Giant, of course Wondergraph Generator, and various other bands like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Focus, Family, Traffic, and some rest. Anyway, as the time went by, I still just only recorded very basic demos, and I never recorded all my stuff that I was still composing. Somewhere in 2011 or 12 I started learning Peter Hammon's songs on both piano and guitar, and I've also started learning how to play the guitar in the way it's supposed to be played. And eventually I've ended up with almost, I think, more than 23 hours of music already fully composed, yet some of them are songs that need lyrics, and this is the most boring part for me usually, because I'm bad in English. I don't know many references, I don't know cultural aspects like books, English TV, English, whatever. So my songs are usually just about either love, either broken love, or either being happy in love, which is, very common and very maybe tiring already stuff to be sung about, but still it is a very relevant for me topic, because sometimes in my life I have been hospitalized with schizophrenia. Yes, with me falling into hearing voices, usually as a result of broken relationship. So at one stage of my life, in 2017 and 18, just to distract myself from the first girl that I really loved and who, dropped me off, I've started to play a lot of guitar and piano, improvising, and since I've learned that I can improvise or write something that I can instantly forget about, I've just started to record my stuff, and later, as I've end up with almost with almost 273, I guess, random sessions of like less made in less than 1 year. So I've made a lot of songs just from those only, because I think that there can be found even more, something that can be, you know, to be, you know, finished, to be recorded and to be completed, basically, to be finished in the terms of getting them to be songs. Anyway, I've also had lots of piano improvisations. I've had Canterbury themed instrumentals. I've had fusion themed instrumentals. I've had a lot of just instrumentals, jazzy instrumentals. Have I mentioned it? So anyway, so just to quit of talking too much, I guess, what I'm gonna do next, what my plans are. My first plan is just to re-record that first Childish album that I've described as the worst human like music that was ever produced on the face of Earth. As I've learned guitar better, I think that I gave them another try, and I've rearranged them to be, you know, actual songs. Somewhere in 2016 and 2018 I've played different sessions of me. I played different sessions of just going through all of those songs, and even in 2007, back when me and my brother were just doing those kinds of live shows, we still played a lot of those first album songs, and even if I was not prepared to do them, I still was generating kind of convenient bridges or drops or riffs for them, because it's very easy to set your fingers and to make it sound like whatever. So you just repeat this and it gets to be kind of bridge or whatever. Lots of these songs were just me playing something like but again, lots of AC/DC songs were kind of similar to one another, and I think that starting from that album would be a better idea for me, because I just want it to be like this, and then I'm gonna start to record better versions of me playing the guitar for my brother's solo album that I was briefly mentioned. And then I guess I'm just gonna record all of the stuff that I have. So all of those 23 hours of music, of different songs, of instrumentals, of jazzy things, of piano improvisations turned into kind of whatever suites, and so basically it's gonna be kind of stuff to share. So I guess this is it. I've just already assembled an Excel file of compiling my material into a form of whatever my album's gonna be like, and I've turned out that it's a lot of music to be recorded. Surely in 1 year I never would finish them, but I guess in 5 years it's gonna be possible more. The main thing that was restricting me from just recording all the stuff that I had is that as an outcome of those relationships I had in 2017 and 18, I've suffered to get mentally ill. I had and still have technically schizophrenia, but it works like sometimes I hear voices when my condition is bad. Now I don't hear anything, I'm just a regular guy, but at the same time there was a lot of times when I had those voices in my head. Schizophrenia. So it is a very unpleasant thing not just to go through, but mainly because it was treated with the meds that affected my voice, and I think at some point I've lost a half of octave range that I had before. Luckily, the last time I was hospitalized, they used the different treatment for me. I was there in this spring 2024. So it hasn't affected my voice, luckily, and I guess it gonna improve just a little bit to So I just hope that it will continue to progress, to improve, to heal itself, and eventually at some point I'll proceed to recording all my stuff. So this is what's gonna be here, my various projects. Cheers and thanks for listening to this all long ramble. So cheers for you again to go through all this I guess awkward ramble. Just hope that it gives you some idea of what is gonna be here in the future. Cheers!